Hello there, this is Mikhail or Michael speaking. Today is Monday, February 2023, and I will cover some changes on the war map and have fun doing it. Hope you enjoy. We will start with Bakhmut, and you can see some changes on the map. As you can see, they are somewhat minor, but I believe Russians are about to achieve tactical victory after another tactical victory, which will lead to a strategic victory at Bakhmut. As you can see, Russians slowly advanced around this railroad and had started fighting in the outskirts of the village of Berihivka. At this point, I think that the road right here is unoperational as it is way too close to a front line, so I'm sure Ukrainians are using this road for defense purposes only. Russians continue to attack towards Yehidne and attacking on this side as well. If we go to topography map, I can show you what I mean by tactical victories. As you can see, Russians are attacking on this plateau. The village of Berihivka is located on it, and here is another hill right here. As you can see that the village of Dubova-Vasiliivka is in between those hills on the low grounds. So Russians are attacking this way, and if they were to capture this hill, they will overlook Dubova-Vasiliivka, and it will be the end of this village. So in conclusion, Russians are extremely close to capturing Berihivka and Dubova-Vasiliivka, and this will play a major role in overall encirclement and capture of Yehidne. Russians are continuing their attacks north of Bakhmut, but there are no changes, as again we can see this is the river here, and I believe that Russians will take this part of the city fairly quickly, but will have trouble capturing anything beyond the river. There is heavy fighting east of Bakhmut. As you can see, Russians are continuously trying to storm outskirts and city blocks, and Ukrainians are fighting very hard, and I believe that Ukrainians will hold as long as possible and then again retreat behind this river. Overall, as you can see, there are no changes whatsoever when it comes to Bakhmut city itself. It seems that Russians stabilized their front near Ivanovsky, had stopped attacking towards Chasiv Yar and the village of Ivanovsky itself, instead focusing elsewhere. This is an interesting change of tactics, and I assume they are betting on the success north of Bakhmut. Next we have Avdiivka. Once again, I will show you where changes occurred, and let's go to the north of Avdiivka and see the changes itself. As you can see, Russians are attacking, slowly capturing and losing some lands at the same time. As you can see, mostly the front lines goes around forest lines, as it is again easier to establish defense positions there. Russians had seemed to take some but were pushed out. Overall, the village of Novobakhmutovka is almost fully captured, only some outskirts left, and after that Russians will probably try to attack towards Novokalinova, and overall you can see that Russians are still attacking towards village of Vesely and Krasnoharivka. You can see Russians are developing a lot of people to this attack, and in few days we will see the results of it. Russians are still attacking in these directions towards this set of villages, but again, I assume it is extremely hard to attack on the open ground, and also make sure that it is spring coming and the frozen fields will become muddy, making it impossible to attack. So in a few weeks, we will see the gradual decreasement of Russian advancements on this open kind of areas. We will mostly see urban warfare. Some changes you can see right here. Russia are slowly creeping towards village of Nevelske. They are capturing these force lines little by little. Maybe next one would be this one, so we will see change right here. And Russians are slowly going to capture this village right here. I don't think Ukrainians can hold it. There are reports that Russia almost kicked out Ukrainians out of Marinka. Again, this map doesn't depict it, and I believe there are still heavy fighting in this city, and we'll just have to see and experience it post factum. There are reports that Ukrainians had successfully counterattacked Russians and forced them to go behind this river right here to defend Pavlivka. And there are reports that Russians had left this entire area and retreated to Makaliske right here. So overall, we can see that Ukrainians had achieved victory at Vuhledar. It is only tactical victory. I don't know about strategical one. We will see how Russia will respond to this defeat. As you can see, here is Zaporizhia, and here our Russians are trying to attack towards general location of Arikhev, but as we can see, there are no successes. Russians are unable to move closer to any of the settlements. Here is map change. As you can see, it's not existent. So overall, I think Russians will have hard time attacking at this location. Again, a lot of open spaces, extremely easy to spot whatever Russians have with a drone and bombard with artillery. Russian attacks towards Seversk had not achieved anything so far. Russians are attacking extremely hard on this front, but as we can see, there are no changes on the map. The same situation is with Liman. You can see there are no changes, but we saw some changes yesterday, so I guess it's a good sign for Russian army, as they are somewhat successfully pushing out Ukrainians out of the forest here, and are getting ever close to villages of Zarichna and Yampolivka. Russian forces had not yet used their success at village of Dvorichna and Khiryankivka. I assume they were trying to go in the general direction of Kupiansk, as it is a logistical hub that supports all the settlements and overall front line, but we don't see any significant changes when it comes to that. So overall, I must repeat again what I was trying to say this whole video. Russia had achieved some tactical victories that will soon turn to strategic victory. So this is it for today. I hope you like my content. If you do, please consider liking, subscribing, and commenting, as it is good for algorithms and will overly make my day much better. Thank you in advance, and always remember, Russia will be free.